In this video, we'll look at class inheritance in JavaScript. In JavaScript, class inheritance allows one class to inherit properties and methods from another class. This enables you to create a hierarchy of classes that share functionality while allowing for more specific behavior in derived classes. So let's look at some examples. So I'll define a class called my parent class. For illustration purposes, permit me to use these names. So parent class, I'll say constructor. Then I'll put my name parameter here and say this dot name and assign it to what name. And then a simple greet method. And this will just console.log hi this dot name and save. So I'll go ahead and define another class called what? A child class. And using the extends keyword, I'll extend the parent class. So by so doing, the child class will inherit the methods and properties of the parent class. So I'll go ahead and put the constructor here. So constructor, put the name and then the age here. And then using the super keyword, I'll call the constructor of the parent class, and I'll say this dot age and assign it to what? Age. So the super keyword will call the constructor method of the parent class, and then I'll just put an introduce method here, and then this will just console.log my name is this dot name and I am this dot age years old. So I'm using string concatenation here. Why are we getting an error? I think, okay, I missed one plus here. Good. So my name is, this is different from string template. This is what we call string concatenation. My name is, then this dot name, and I am this dot age years old. So when I go ahead and then create a John object, so I'll just say new, then I'll pass in the name of John and then an age of 3, and then John dot, let's say greet here, and go to my terminal and say node app.js. We get hi John. So even though I didn't define a greet method in the child class, I can access that greet method from the parent class because this child class is inheriting from the parent class. And I can go ahead and say John dot introduce, and when I run my app, I get my name is John and I am 3 years old. I think we are missing some space here. Let me do that again. So my name is John and I am 3 years old, and I can access the properties. So I can access the name property, so the name property, and then the age property. So let me just console.log this. Other than that, we will not see it. Console.log this quickly, and when I run my file again, you see we get 3, and then I can console.log the age, and I get that. So I can come here and then write another method called, let's say, get name. So this will just okay, let's return something from this. So this will just return this dot name, and then another one called a set name, which will take a value or a name value, right? A name value, and this will return this dot name equals value, and save. So this will just return the this dot name and then set it to what the value that we are passing to it. So I can come down here. Let me just comment all these ones out. I didn't mean to do that. comment this one to out. So I can say John dot get name, and I go to the terminal and run that. We don't get anything because I am not console.login. I am returning. So when you return a value, we have to maybe so set it to a variable, and then I can console.log that value. When I go to my terminal and run this, we get what? Uh, we get John, the name John. So first of all, let me run John dot set name, and then set it to, let's say, Bob first. So that, and then let's see that in the terminal. So we see that the name is now set to Bob. So since I called this, so I'll first of all call this method without passing in a value. So since I have set the name to Bob, we are getting it in the console. Just go ahead and do this. So first of all, we get John. So I'll go ahead and then move this console.log. Sorry, not move, but let me just copy it and then paste it here again. So first of all, we are getting the name value. Let me clear my terminal. We don't get anything. So let me run my Farada. So we are getting the value, and then we are setting it to what? Bob, and then we are console.logging that value again. The reason being that over here I'm not console.logging directly, I'm just returning that value. So that value is still being there. So now let's go on and look at something. So let's say I want to override this greet method. I can go ahead and then write my own greet method for this child class, and then I'll just console.log hi from the child class. So when I go ahead and then comment all this out, and then call the greet method here, we get what? Hi from the child class. So this is how we can override a method from the parent class. So let's go on and then look at a better example or another example. So I'll just come down here quickly and define a class called shape. Then in the constructor, this will take the color of the shape. I'll say this dot color equals color, and save. And then I'll put a describe method, and then I'll just console.log this shape is I'll use concatenation here, this dot color. Then I'll define a child class which will inherit from it. So class circle, which extends the shape class, and the constructor, this will take the color and then the radius of the circle, and then using the super keyword, I'll call the constructor, then the color, and I'll say this dot radius equals what? The radius, and save. And then I'll write a describe method which will overwrite the one from the parent class. So I'll just console.log this is a circle and has a radius of this dot radius units, and save. So by so doing, I have defined a parent class which is called shape, and then a child class called circle, which extends what or inherits from the shape class. So I'll go ahead and create a new circle object, which will be new circle, and then I'll pass in the color of blue, and then a radius of, let's say, 10, and save. First of all, I want to write an area method here which will calculate the area. So I'll just console.log. I can return, but I just have to console.log mass. I'll access the pi from the mass object, the pi property from the mass object, times this dot radius times this dot radius. So and save. So on this circle object, I can access the describe, the color, the area, and then the radius properties and method. So let's check the area. So go to my terminal and then clear this quickly and run my file. You get an error, john.undefined. Oh, let me just comment this out. I don't know why that is there. So let me clear this and run my file again. Good. We get 314.159 blah blah blah. So let me just go ahead and then create another circle. So I'll just say this is another circle. Let me put 2 there, and this one is what? Let's say red, and then maybe the radius is 30. So when I go ahead and say circle 2 dot area, let's see what we will get. We get what different value. So that's it about inheritance. So I can go ahead and create another class, let's say a rectangle object. So a shape, sorry, a rectangle shape, which extends what our shape, and then the constructor, let's say I'll put the length and then the width here, and then using the super keyword, I'll call what sorry, not this, then the color, then this dot length, assign it to what length, and then this dot width, I'll assign it to the width, not that. Let me write properly and save. So what is this? I don't mean to do this. I don't mean to do this. Good. This is what I want. So I can continue to create different shapes that inherit from what? The shape, the parent class with I can continue to create different classes that inherit from the shape class. So I can also inherit from the circle class. So maybe I can create another class. Let's say class circle 2, which extends what the circle class, and then put my functionality there. So that's all about inheritance in JavaScript. That's all for this video. Please subscribe and follow for more videos and content like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.